Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. This is the second project for the Over the Moon class packet. It opens up just like that. Okay, let me give you the supplies. We've got the Share What You Love Designer Series paper. That's the flip side. It measures 8 by 5.5. I've got 2 squares that measure 2 1/8. These are stitched using the stitch shaped framelits. And then I've got a 1/2 inch strip for the greeting. I have 2 of each just in case I mess up. I'm going to get the Simply Scored scoring tool. I'm going to place it on the portrait side first, which is the 5.5 inch side, and I'm going to score it at 1 inch on both sides. So 1 inch. Then I'm going to turn it on the 8 inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2.5, 3.5, 6, and 7. If you can hear the dog barking in the background, that would not be my dog. That would be the neighbors. So I apologize, but not much I can do when it's not my animal. Okay, so fold this over. I know some of you have said you don't hear the noise, so maybe you won't hear it. Okay, so now let me get the template. Here's our template. So notice how we've got the wide down here, the skinny down here. So this is the top of our box. So we're going to start out by cutting these top 2 squares off. Now I'm going to tell you, this box opens and closes nicely because of how I removed these top 2 squares. So if you cut off a little extra by accident, then your box is not gonna, the lid's not gonna close properly, okay? So you really wanna make sure that you cut on those score lines and not miss them, okay? And for me, I'm saying that, but then it's really hard to see with all these lights glaring. Huh. Okay. So if my box doesn't close properly, you'll know that that's what happened. I don't think I cut I think I did pretty good on that one, so we'll see about this one. Okay, now the rest of these score lines, I'm just going to cut up to the score line. I can't see that one. Here we go. Now I'm going to trim these tabs just a little. When you're making boxes and bags, sometimes it's helpful to trim those. It makes it just a little bit easier, especially if you're off by like a 1/16 of an inch or a hair, a sliver. Okay, so now we're done cutting. So what I'm going to do is get the Detailed Trio punch, and I'm going to round the lid of our box. Okay, now let's get our tear and tape. We're going to add tear and tape to these 2 tabs and to these sides here. So we just made a box similar to this. It's assembled the same way, but it had different measurements. And that is a little too much. I don't want that extra adhesive there. Okay, so now. Okay, I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and peel off the backing of the tearing tape. Okay, I'm going to fold these tabs in just like that. And then this is going to fold over, and I really want to pay attention to the top. The bottom is okay. We can trim it if it overhangs a bit, but we don't want the top to overhang. It looks pretty good. Let's check the bottom. Oh, no trimming necessary. Okay, so here's the test. Did I cut the box properly? And I did. I love it when things go right. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our images. I do have 2 pieces just in case. I'm using Memento ink. So we're going to stamp the cow. So the great thing about the new Cling stamps is that they actually stick to our block. So now we can see exactly where we're stamping. Isn't that perfect? Yay! And then now I'm going to stamp the greeting on this 1/2 inch strip. And look, I forgot to put the label on that one. It'll be okay. I can stamp it again if I mess up. No, it looks good. Okay, so we're going to be coloring with the Stampin' Blends. Let me give you the list. We have light rich razzleberry, light pool party, light flirty flamingo, light granny apple green, and dark smoky slate. So I always throw in one dark somewhere, so we'll start with that one, and that's going to be for his spots. Don't forget about my retired product giveaway. There is a host code. I did a separate video for it. So, and now this Make and Take class packet actually has its own hostess code as well. So once again, I've made things a little bit confusing, but there's just so much going on. Okay. And now the rich razzleberry. Our neighbor, one of our neighbors, they color their dog's, the top of his head. It's so funny. Every time I go for a walk, he's usually outside in the backyard, and they always have a different color of dye on his hair. It's so cute. I think he's a golden doodle, maybe. I don't know. Okay, same thing. We're going to pretend that we colored that. And is that it? Oh, no, we have the grass and the sky. So, whoops. I'm going to start with the grass down here first. And now I'm going to go with the sky, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did like with the horse horse box I made the other day, the Let It Ride box. I just liked how that looked. I think that looks pretty good, right? Okay, so now for the greeting, here's what I did. I decided to just cut at an angle. Let's see, how did I do it? I'm like, I don't remember how I did it. That was a long time ago that I created this project. Look how cute that is. Totally different. You don't even need a punch. Okay, so let's take the flax ribbon. This will be the hardest part of this project, is tying your ribbon and not squishing your box. But this ribbon, if there's any ribbon to do this, it would be this ribbon, because it's so fabulous. Y'all are probably like, enough with the flax ribbon. You've used it on the last 100 projects. No, it hasn't been 100, but I have used it a lot. And it's because it's actually carrying over to the next catalog, so I know it's going to be available. It's really challenging creating projects using retiring product, because you just never know when it's going to sell out, like this paper. I did a good job, didn't I? And I didn't squish my box. Okay, so now let's position that exactly where we want it. And then this is going to get added with regular dimensionals. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom so that it goes over the ribbon. Now, you don't have to add rhinestones to his eyes, but I always think like a child sometimes. Not always, but a lot of times. And so I was just thinking that this would be a darn little gift to give a little girl. And they love bling, so add some little rhinestone to his eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Since I did it on the first one, I might as well do it on this one, right? Okay, so it goes right about there. This one's a little bit bigger, so it looks like I trimmed maybe a little bit more. Oh, I didn't let my ink dry. And the final step is the rhinestones. So 1 and a 2. Don't forget, there's a free inspiration sheet over on my website. It has all the measurements and a picture and the diagram, okay? Have a great day. Thank you.